It's time now for our weekly look at what is happening in the world of factors. Value funds looking promising heading into 2019, but a strong first quarter has muted interest in value stocks. Here to update us on that factor trade and what it's going to look like this year is Tom Psarofagis of Bloomberg Intelligence. Tom, how is the... let's talk about value versus growth. These are kind of the two of the bigger kind of elements within the factor world in terms of the way you screen stocks. Talk to me about what's going on in the relationship.
Sure. So it's been really tough for value for a while, right? It's been like basically almost on 10 years since the financial crisis of underperformance. If you fast forward just to the fourth quarter of last year, it was looking really good for value. It was doing really well over growth. A ton of money was piling into it, so it was looking really good for 2019. Fast forward to the first quarter now, basically all the outperformance that it had in the fourth quarter completely came back, right? It's given all that up. This is a sort of a trade that seems to can't catch on, right? It seems like every year this is going to be the year for value, and when it starts doing well, it sort of just falls over. So this year is not looking too good for value when I thought it would be looking a lot better.
How about on the asset flow front, Tom? What are investors doing? Are they leaving value for growth?
Sure. So let's see what real dollars are doing, right? And even though value is underperforming, let's just see if investors are actually still, believing in value. But if you actually look at flows over the last 3 months, especially the last 2 months, value is the only factor that has had outflows. Everything, it's been full-on inflows for all the other factors: momentum, quality, low vol especially. But value is just not being bought. No one's really having it right now.
In terms of what happens next, kind of walk me through kind of what the other factors are looking like, where we are seeing kind of interest right now.
Sure.
Story there.
Sure. So I would put value in like the defensive bucket. So I'd put low vol with that, with quality. There is demand for defensive factors. So low vol is taking in money, quality, but value isn't. And one thing to remember with value is there's a lot of financial exposures to it, right? Financials just are not in vogue right now. So you got to remember that financials just tend to have a pretty high weight in financials, so those tend to be shunned. But there is demand for defensive factors, especially low vol. That's leading the way this year for flows.